Hello, beautiful people. It's Jess, aka Workouts by Jess. So I want to make this a little different from the other videos that I already currently have uploaded on my page. My first two videos were vlogs, but I wanted this to be more fitness related, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about my fitness journey. So about 2 weeks ago or so-ish, I asked a question on Instagram and just asked you guys what fitness related questions you guys wanted to know, and I was gonna answer them and maybe talk a little bit about my fitness journey first. So the format of this video is I'm gonna talk about my fitness journey for the first half of this video, and I'm going to answer a few of your questions. Yeah. Also, I have my makeup done right now because, I hope it's focused, like I have a fear of it not being focused. But I have my makeup done right now because I'm going to a barbecue in a little bit and I feel like I look good. So to talk about my fitness journey a little bit, I started working out in 2021, seriously. This is right after the pandemic. I was always pretty skinny growing up, but I did a lot of sports. I did track a little bit. I swam a little bit in first grade. But you know, like I was very active all throughout my life. Up until high school, I played basketball, I played volleyball. So I always like moved my body. But when I started my freshman year of undergrad, I didn't really have a routine, like a structured fitness routine or anything that I could do to keep me active, and so I just didn't work out. And believe it or not, I actually was not a gym girl. I was very anti-gym. Like, it's so funny, like I did a whole 180 with my life, but I was very anti-gym. I was like, oh, just don't do anything. Like, just keep doing what you always do. You don't need to, you know, work out. Lo and behold, it's my whole thing now. But I started working out my second semester of freshman year. I had no clue what I was doing. Like, I would show up, get on the treadmill for like 20 minutes, and that was my day. I would show up and do all these cardio machines, like elliptical, 20-30 minutes, and that was donezo. Like, I was done. And I was always like afraid to do research on fitness and like what more I could do in that space. So I would just show up and use what I was familiar with, which I noticed no results with my body. I wasn't necessarily looking for results. I was just working out to work out. Again, I was fairly skinny, so I was just whatever. But one of my good friends from undergrad, her name's Trinola, Grow with Nola, I'm gonna put her at right there. Shout out to her because I always noticed that she would work out. She went through a great weight loss journey. She posted it a lot on her Instagram, and she had her fitness page, and her working out really inspired me. And because we were friends, I think we were coworkers at first, I felt comfortable enough to reach out to her and ask her to work out together because I felt like I was just doing everything wrong. Like I wasn't doing the gym thing right. Just to put a first tip out there, like I guess a first lesson out there is do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid to research. Nobody cares what you're thinking when you're in the gym. Everyone's very focused on themselves. So that was the first lesson, was reaching out to Trinola and working out with her and just not being afraid to express that I had no clue what I was doing. I worked out with her and she had a regimen. She had like a structure. She was focused, and that was my first ever real workout. And I'm super grateful for her because I had no clue what I was doing. And so she kind of opened the pathway to me wanting to explore more in that space. So shout out to her for real. After that workout session, I started doing it more, but I was still very afraid to get in the weight room because it was just like a very intimidating male dominated space. I'm not gonna lie, like women have started occupying the gyms more frequently post COVID, and it was mostly because of how popularized it became on TikTok, fitness as a industry. So I appreciate the women on social media at the time that paved the way for other younger women and girls to feel more comfortable getting in the weight room, because it's a little intimidating when you're the only woman in the room with a ton of men lifting all these heavy weights, and you just don't want to humiliate yourself because you don't know how to navigate that space. So Fast forward, this is like 2020. Obviously, COVID happens. I do at-home workouts for like maybe like 2-3 weeks, and it was just wraps from there. Like, cut the cameras. So I was just living life, like posting regular old TikToks on my page, just having fun. Whatever we did during the pandemic, I'm pretty sure we all had a similar life. Nobody could do much with anything. So when stuff started to open out a little bit, I moved back to my apartment in Austin, and this is 2021, and my apartment had a gym, and having that gym was like the best thing to ever happen to my fitness journey. It had weights, it had cardio, and it was an apartment gym, so there wasn't really anybody there to watch me embarrass myself or experiment with equipment. I'm gonna put in clips so you guys can see of me literally just doing whatever. And I was like, I'll just film myself. I would want to see how far this goes. I want to see what I do with my body. And even then, I would say like I started looking a little good, and like, you know, getting a little, and like, you know, looking a little toned, and it was honestly up from there. I had a lot of lessons to learn in my journey. Like I was on my strong bitch shit, like dead ass. And it was around that time when I graduated my senior year, the summer before I moved to Chicago, where I currently live, that my fitness page just took off on TikTok. And I was like, okay, this is really a thing. Like, okay, if people are going to be coming to me for advice, I have to prioritize sending the right message. What message am I trying to send? What worked for me? What didn't work for me? And what can I do better? What are my goals from now? And so just framing my mindset very differently, and like having people now looking at me or coming to me for advice really helped me frame how I approach fitness moving forward. So one of my friends here in Chicago, his name's Sean Carlos. He's real built, real, you know, strong boy. If you see this, shout out to you. I remember we were having a conversation, and he was like, so how do you structure your workouts? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? And he was like, you know, like, what muscles do you target? I was like, I just, like, you know, do booty, upper body, whatever. He was like, okay, cool. I was like, what do you do? And he showed me his workout regimen, and I was like, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. Guys, targeting specific muscles is quite literally the key to seeing transformation in your body. If you're training upper body, what are you training in your upper body? Are you training your triceps, your biceps, your deltoids, your traps? What are you training? And how can you do repetitive exercises in those muscles to see progress? And seeing his regimen quite literally have like specific muscle groups, I was like, okay, this is serious shit right here. It's not just like a regular gym session for him. He takes it seriously, hence why he sees the difference in his body. Now, don't get me wrong, I did take fitness seriously at this time. I just didn't really, again, know how to do any of the shit that other people be doing. So again, that made me think how I plan to structure my workouts, because again, I have people coming to me asking me for advice. I have myself that I have my own fitness goals that I want to meet. So having that conversation with my friend really helped, and I started to notice progress, guys. Like, I started to look more swole in my upper body, you know, whatever, and like, you know, it just, I saw a transformation. Now, I'm not gonna talk about diet on this video. I'm definitely gonna make another video talking about what I eat, my food journey. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really have the best relationship with food. I'm just gonna elaborate more on my food journey in another video. So that was my introduction. I know I like zoomed it a little bit. I'm probably gonna make a separate video just going like step by step, like explaining what specific workouts I did, who I looked at for inspo, everything. That's gonna be a totally different video, but I wanted to make this video more catered to answering a few of the questions that you guys had sent over. So let's get started. You guys sent over like a lot of questions, so I'm just gonna like try to answer a few of them. So the first question is, how did you grow your glutes but have defined abs? I always get this question. I forgot to mention this because I'm gonna make a different video going more in depth about my fitness journey, but remember how I mentioned that I did a lot of cardio starting out with my journey? I never abandoned her. To this day, like, you guys will see all over my page, I always start with 10 minutes of cardio, 10 to 15 to 20 minutes when I'm like, I have more time and I'm feeling generous. Cardio is always my thing. Like, whether it be like sprinting on the treadmill, whether it be walking at an incline, that has really helped with toning and definition, which in turn has, I feel like, has greatly influenced like how my abs currently look or how my definition in my body overall really looks. It's just like the cherry on top. And I do a lot of like, I don't do a lot of ab workouts. Simplicity is key on my end. I always do a single 1 to 2 ab workouts before I do weight training. As far as like growing my glutes, again, targeting the specific muscle that I want to grow and finding specific workouts that are catered to growing that muscle has really helped. The next question, what supplements do you use? I am not a supplement girly at all. Don't really take creatine or beta-A, whatever shit people be taking. I keep it real simple, real cute. Shout out to Women's Best. I take unflavored whey protein. I usually make protein shakes, and I also take pre-workout. Those are the only 2 supplements that I use. I do not take any other supplements. The next question is, how do you suggest being consistent with hectic uni schedules? Now, I'm not in uni, I graduated, but I do work a full 9-to-5 job. I figure out what's important to me and make time. Just like how you make time for your friends and your family and the people that you love and your significant other, you make time for things that are important to you. I realized that after work, I usually get very tired and I never have time to make dinner if I go work out and have a late gym session. I also sometimes just have a very long work day and all I want to do is sit down and watch TV. You know, Sex and the City or whatever TV show that I'm watching. So I figured, okay, the best way to utilize my time is literally just getting up in the morning. So I get up at like 5:30, 5:20 a.m., go to the gym, which is, thankfully, I'm blessed to live by a gym. So it's like about a 7 to 8 minute walk. Do my session, usually an hour 15, hour 20 if I'm doing too much. By the time I'm wrapped up with my workout, I'm back home by like 7:20, 7:30, get ready in the office by like 8:30, 8:45. So rinse, repeat, just making a routine and finding time within your day. If it's important to you, you will find time and it will work out and you will get used to it and it will be a part of your lifestyle. The next question, what would you do differently if you had to start all over? I love this question. Thank you, Karen. If I were to do anything differently in my journey, if I were to start it all over, would be for sure asking for help. Googling, following influencers. I did that obviously, but as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I was just so afraid to look stupid and humiliate myself in front of these people. So if I were to do anything different, it would be to just not be afraid, show up in the space and just do what I need to do, honey. How do you stay consistent through plateaus? Ooh, that is something I talk about on my page a lot. That's a good question, Chelsea. Wow. I struggle with that. I consider myself a very consistent person. I'm very driven. If I want to achieve a goal, it will be done. It might be the Gemini in me and my Capricorn rising, but through plateaus, I literally am not as consistent as I'd like to be, but I always have to remind myself what's important. A bad day at the gym is better than not showing up at all consistently. I push through those bad days. I could have a plateau that lasts me like literally a week and a half. I just had one 2 weeks ago and I made a post about it. I show up still. I show up, I give myself breaks. If I need to take 3 days off that week, I'm gonna take 3 days off, but I'm gonna bounce back. Don't forget why we got this. Don't forget how we got here. I'm gonna bounce back. So just reminding myself again, like what my priorities are. I have a lot of questions, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just gonna like answer And then maybe we could do a part 2 if you guys want, if you guys really like this video. A new form of exercise you've been wanting to integrate into your routine. Ooh, I love this question. So I wouldn't necessarily say I have a new form of exercise that I'd like to integrate. I'm very consistent with the workouts that I do. If I do want to change it, like I change my workouts maybe like twice a year. I usually do the same shit like over and over again, maybe switch it up sometimes. But when I do switch it up, my friend Lauren, she is in physical therapy school right now, and I usually work out with her. I have a few videos with her. I'm actually gonna be posting one soon on my Instagram, but she is the queen of inventing new workouts, and every session with her I learn something new. If she sees this video, love you girly, shout out to you for, even though I'm not gonna lie, even though some of her newer workouts are a little uncomfortable, it's still something new, and I just love working out with her because I'm like, okay, one, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna integrate that in my routine. I'm gonna do that because that was good. And we always joke around and say like after every session she just unlocks a new muscle pain or like a new muscle soreness, and it's just so accurate because she challenges me in the best way. So I feel like you guys really like when I post videos with her. So when it comes to like new workouts being integrated in my routine, I'm definitely gonna ask her if she's more comfortable with posting videos with me. She's also interested in her own fitness journey situation. Hopefully she gets that started because she is very big brained when it comes to targeting muscles. But that is how I integrate newer workouts. That was the last question. I really do hope you guys enjoyed my video. I really love doing this and answering questions, so I am going to look forward to maybe a part 2 because I do have a couple more questions, but I'm gonna make another poll on my Instagram. Comment down below any additional questions that you guys have. I would appreciate this. I love talking about my fitness journey, and I just hope you guys have an amazing day. Show me some love. I'm gonna try my best to make this a series because I really love talking about this. Tell me what I can do better, what topics you'd like for me to talk about related to fitness, and I'm looking forward to the next video. Love you guys.